What's up guys, Daxter here, and I'm actually doing this review for a friend of mine, Ice Dragoon, who actually saw me playing this game not too long ago actually on Steam, and he was actually pretty curious about it. He heard a lot of good things about this game and he wanted to know more about it, so hence this review. I probably would have did the review anyway, but that's not the point. Anyway, Cavestory is actually a phenomenal freaking game. It falls into the Metroidvania class of games. It's got a few differences, but it falls generally within that field, and it was actually released back in 2004, and it was developed by one guy. Yeah, you heard me right, one guy by the name of Pixel. His full name is actually Daisuke Amaya. Yes, he's Japanese, which probably doesn't surprise a whole lot of people. The Japanese name of the game, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this, here it is. Good luck pronouncing that, but yeah, that's what it's called. Cavestory in English, please. And guess what, guys? The game is completely freaking free. You heard me right. If you actually go to Google right now and type in Cavestory, the first thing that's going to pop up is cavestory.org. You can download the Japanese version of the game along with the English patch for completely free. Or you can be like me and actually just support the guy, because he put a lot of work into this. It took him 5 years to develop this game, and he did an absolutely phenomenal job. The version of the game I'm actually using in this review is actually Cavestory Plus. Now, the fundamental difference between Cavestory and Cavestory Plus is the graphics and the music. Let's take a listen, shall we? Here's Cavestory, the original Cavestory. Here's the music that you actually hear the moment you run into the first boss. And here's Cavestory Plus, in the same exact location. You can hear clearly that the music got a massive upgrade, and so did the graphics. The graphics don't necessarily look massively better, but they're a lot smoother, and it's a lot prettier to look at. There's no jagged edges, everything just looks smooth. Definitely, I would say pick this game up from Steam. It's $10. As of right now, during the Christmas sale, it's actually $5 up until January 2nd, so I'm sorry for those that are watching this video after that. I would definitely say pick this up, because this game is one of those games that is definitely worth supporting. There definitely needs to be a Cavestory too. Now, my goal here is not to give away any spoilers whatsoever, but I definitely need to tell you guys what you're in for. When you're first given control of your character after a bit of dialogue by a man that you have no idea who he's talking to or what he's talking about, you quickly realize that this game is not here to hold your hand. You actually have to figure everything out on your own. There's no dialogue whatsoever that tells you hit this button to jump, move left or right with WASD, or nothing like that. You have to figure everything out on your own. And as you play the game, you make your way over to the Mimiga village, and then from this point on, everything just starts going crazy. You really have no idea what these people are talking about, or what exactly they're trying to do, or what they're asking of you, or what you're actually supposed to do. So this is basically the point of the game: explore. These days there are way too many games with way too many dialogue boxes that try to teach the player how to play the game without actually having them play the bloody game. That's one thing that this game excels at. It brings back the old feeling of like a good Super Metroid or a Castlevania Symphony of the Night type of feel, that old Metroidvania type feel that actually made you get better at the game as you played it, not held your hand and try to guide you across, you know, like an old lady trying to cross the highway. You're supposed to play the game, learn the game, and enjoy the experience the entire time that you're doing, and not reading tutorial boxes. That takes away from the experience. That pulls you out of the game. That pulls you out of the world that they're trying to immerse you into. This game excels at that. But one thing that this game kinda sorta throws in there at the same time is its classic way of Japanese storytelling. This story in this game is actually very flippin' confusing at first. The moment you start playing this game, you are completely thrown into a world that doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense until the end of the game. For anyone that watches a lot of anime, that's pretty much how they do it. It's confusing as ever-living shit until you actually beat the entire game. And on your second playthrough, you'll start going, oh, that's why that was there. And oh, that's why he wanted me to do that. You know, everything will just start clicking on the second playthrough. I would definitely say this game was definitely worth a second playthrough, since you can actually beat the game in under 5 hours. It took me about 7 to beat the game for my try, but I was actually exploring as much as I possibly could. That, plus I was dying a shitload. Combat in Cavestory resembles that of like a Mega Man game or a Metroid game. It's basically jump and shoot. That's all you really do. That's the basic fundamentals that happen throughout the entirety of the game. There are some other mechanics that get added later on, but the fundamentals never change. Jump and shoot. Doesn't seem that hard, does it? If you're a Mega Man veteran like myself, you didn't think you'd have a problem with this, okay? I played Mega Man 1 all the way through Mega Man X7, and I've gotten my ass whipped by this game. This game completely, right out of the gate, was owning my face. Don't get me wrong though, it's not impossibly hard, it's challenging. And every time you die, you'll definitely know that you just messed up. There's something you could have done, and you know there's something you could have done that could have prevented that death, and you were gonna go right back to that spot, you were gonna beat that shit's ass, and in the next spot right after that's gonna whoop you. But don't let it discourage you guys, because this game is hard, but it makes sense. Everything makes sense. It's not just ridiculously hard, it's fun hard. For example, there are save spots in this game. There are no checkpoints, only save spots. If you miss a save spot, or if you ignore a save spot, then you move forward and die, that's your own fault. You now have to start at the save spot that you last saved at. Who knows what obstacles you now have to go back through because you decided to ignore a save because you felt like a badass. I will definitely say I was guilty of this, and this game taught me a thing or two about not skipping save spots. Take this as my fair warning though, but don't let it discourage you, because the combat in this game is very, very, very enjoyable. It's actually one of the most fun side-scrolling combat systems I've actually had in quite a long time. I definitely recommend this to anyone that enjoyed a Mega Man game back in the day. A Mega Man or Metroid for that matter, because it takes cues from both. However, don't take that as though this game does not have any unique features about it. Take the weapon system for example. Now there are weapons like pistols, rocket launchers, and machine guns, but no two weapon feels the same. Everyone has its own identity and it feels completely different and does damage in its own unique way. Take that and now add an experience system. The experience in this game is not for you, it's for your weapons. Whenever you kill a monster, that monster has a chance to drop experience. The experience drops on the floor. So you can actually kill a monster with one weapon, swap the weapon, and then go pick up the experience for a different weapon and actually level that weapon up. Now the weapons max out at level 3, and it really doesn't take much for you to actually max out each weapon at level 3. You'll actually level up each weapon pretty quickly the moment you start playing, and when I say quickly I mean within a couple seconds. But here's the kicker to this. Weapons can de-level. Whenever you take damage, not only does your health go down, but your weapon's experience goes down, but it only goes down to the weapon that you're actually holding, which means that if you're fighting a boss and you're taking a lot of damage and your weapon feels like it's becoming useless, you can actually swap to a different weapon and bam, you're back at full power. Just try not to get hit. This whole system makes the game feel so much more organic and so much more interesting. It just kept me coming back for more. And it makes you feel that you want to try to do a no damage run throughout the entire game. Which, yeah, the game makes you feel like you want to do that. Good luck actually trying to pull it off though, because this game has some crazy difficulty curves. Case in point is if you're trying to go for the best ending. Yeah, there are multiple endings in this game, 3 to be exact, and if you're trying to go for the best one, this game is going to have you do some surgical precision moves and fights. Even if you're just going for the normal ending, there's a spot in the game where the difficulty curve literally just skyrockets and you have no warning whatsoever, which to me was actually kind of okay, because at that point everything just started to seem like it was going to be pretty easy, so the difficulty increase was actually pretty welcome to me, I should say. But hell, if you're going for the best ending, that difficulty curve gets tripled. It gets crazy hard, and you're asked to do these crazy sequences that will literally ask for nothing less than perfection. If you mess up, you die, you start over. There is no way around it, and you know what? Some gamers relish in this. If you are a masochist like I am sometimes, yeah, you will take the punishment and ask for more. Hey, I'm just here to let you know exactly what you're going to be in for if you decide to get this game. If you're not sure if you're going to like it or not, just download the free version and give it a shot. I just ask that if you actually like the game, make sure to actually buy it off Steam and actually support the developer, because I really want a Cavestory too. You have no idea. This game is that good. The story alone is worth it by itself. Somebody really needs to take this game and turn it into a movie, because that would be a fantastic movie. I enjoyed the story from beginning to end. Kept me hooked and invested the entire time, and I played this game through multiple times just to watch it happen all over again. I would recommend this game to pretty much anyone. If you enjoyed the old school Mega Man, old school Metroid, I would definitely play this game. This is definitely one for the books. If you're not a huge fan of old school Mega Man games, that's fine, don't bother with it. Move on to the next one, but this one is definitely something I would say that you need to play. Even if you're just a casual player and I just made this game sound really hard, don't worry about it. There's a difficulty setting. Go ahead and set it to easy and have fun. Enjoy the storyline and knock this game out of the park. You'll love yourself for doing it, trust me. I had a great experience with this game and I would recommend it to everybody. At least try it once. Alright guys, my name's Dax. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Cavestory. Let me know what you all thought in the comments below. Leave a like. Please subscribe if you want more awesome content. Check out my other stuff and I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.